Hi guys, the beanie is back, so you know it's car talk day. Ooh. Today, we are going to be eating breakfast, doing some music stuff, and we're gonna go to the store. But before we go to the store, we're gonna have a car talk because that's what we do around these parts. Hopefully you enjoy it. We're gonna go eat breakfast. Gotta turn off the lights. I don't know what we're eating for breakfast today. I have no idea. I don't want to make pancakes. It's not a pancake making type of day. We are going to be making a sandwich, a breakfast sandwich, which will probably just be like my organic dark chocolate spread on some bread, but we don't usually toast anything around here. So in order for me to toast, I have to do it in a pan. And then that'll be that. So that's what we're eating for breakfast today. Probably not gonna vlog cooking just because I wanna enjoy the cooking process, but look at that pan. Isn't it so cute? It kind of matches my flannel. Aw, so cute. Okay, let's cook. First step, you get the bread. Now that the bread is cut, it's obviously going bad, so I need to eat this bread faster. We're going to get some butter to butter the pan to toast our bread. This much butter. Boom, 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 boom. Glitch in the system. So we have very old, like, burners. So if you get food down there, especially butter, which is such a, like, conductive food item, you don't want to set the apartment on fire. So we're going to... I can't feel them. They're changing color. Why are they changing color? This is why we don't vlog and cook. We don't vlog and drive. We don't vlog and cook. There's two situations where I put myself in danger. Anyways, with that being said, maybe we're gonna stop vlogging now, and I'm going to finish this and I'll show you how it turns out. But just know, if you're interested in how I make this, we toast the bread on the stove, flip it over in the oil, in the butter, and then we take the bread out, put the Nutella-ish organic dark chocolate spread thing on it, and eat. I'll show you the end product, but I just can't vlog and cook because, as we just saw, and as my fingers will be having a say about, it's very dangerous for me. But while we're here, comment down below if you've listened to Soren yet, and let me know what you think, or what you thought. If you haven't listened to it, please take the time and go listen to it. Thank you. Hi guys, so I ditched the beanie, but good news, the breakfast is done and I was not burnt any more than the times that you saw. So that's good news, yeah? Let's see what it looks like. Yum, eat fresh. I don't know guys, it's been like a good day. Just pretend you're across the table from me, we're eating breakfast. It's chill, it's a good time. Today, we've already gone over our itinerary for the day. Hope you guys like the food. Good eats, yeah? Yeah, I don't know, we're just gonna pray over the food, eat the food. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Hello, my sweet friends. Here we are again. Beanie too, crazy. So, now it is mixing time. Let's start the process. Computer's on, file is pulled up. Right now I have my audio interface connected to my computer and I just hook it up. I record, mix, master, all that stuff in Ableton. So I'm mixing and we're really at like the mixing phase of this. Like the vocals are in, we're just like making sure that it sounds like the way that is desired, and the message of the song is well portrayed. So yeah. Today. That'd be fun. Hi guys, I'm so glad that you tuned in to another car talk with Tochi Angel. Today we are going to be talking about Africa and what I've seen being someone from Nigeria, from West Africa, and kind of like the difference between what you're taught in school about Nigeria and the actual experience that I've had being Nigerian, going to Nigeria, and kind of the crossovers between it. And then I also want to talk about just like pride, like having pride in your nationality and like where that line can almost be drawn as a Christian, since we know that we're called not to be prideful and that God humbles the prideful and resists the prideful. God does not like pride. So it's like, how does one navigate not being absolutely like disposed of your nationality, because again, God intentionally gave you that, but also not finding your identity in that and not being prideful about that in the means of pride that's talked about in the Bible. So this should be fun. I think it's really cool to just talk about things that I don't think I've talked about as much on this channel. Me being Nigerian, I don't know if I even mentioned it much. I probably mentioned it in the first video I made once I became a Christian, and then it hasn't been mentioned since. So, quick story time. With my natural hair, when my natural hair grows out, it usually grows out pretty thin. And I think for a while I didn't really understand. Like, literally, like my hair will grow long, but it's just thin. It's just thin. But I remember the first time I cognitively went to Nigeria, because I went when I was younger, but I don't remember that. So coming back and being like, oh, like now I get why my hair is thin, because if I were to have been raised in Nigeria, and since my genes are Nigerian, because both my parents are Nigerian, like I'm straight Naija, then it would probably feel more like a burden than a blessing to have thick, voluptuous hair in Nigeria, because it's very hot there, and that would always be on your neck, on your back, all over the place. So God, in his loving kindness, graced me with hair that can still grow long, but it's just thin, so that the air can flow through and the wind can get where it needs to be. And that's such a mini like thing, maybe to some people. Someone out there will be like, that's a good point. Someone out there will be like, huh? And it's okay. But I wanted to start that off there, because I think something I really want to go into in this story is just like the intentions of God. But it's like, God is so intentional about like our creation. I think often with the things that we see as flaws, or the things that are just so very much different than the other girls or people around us, we think that God's like keeping something from us. We think that God's like, we think a lot of things about God. We just think, we talk, we have a lot of feelings, we have emotions. But it's like, we can't see what God sees. And like, God is so intentional about all the parts that he makes of us. And even that. And that's just amazing. And then I wanted to continue on to the other parts of this video, where I just want to talk about like from being born in a suburban area. What I was taught about Nigeria was that they were all living in huts. They were all similar to the Native Americans, up in their teepees, use chickens as alarm clocks, cock-a-doodle-doo, it's time to get up, walk the crops, you know, all that stuff. And I'm here to tell you firsthand that that is not how Nigeria is predominantly. Like, there are houses there, there is infrastructure, and not just in South Africa, because I know some people like vacation in South Africa, Cape Town, like they see that place as, you know, a pretty well put together industrialized area. But I'd like to say, even in Nigeria, like I've been there before, I'm just saying, don't believe what they tell you in school. Like, it's not just a freaking hut. There are not only huts in Nigeria. There is more to Nigeria than huts. That is the sole purpose of this thing. I'm kidding. But I also, with that, want to talk about pride. I think with being Nigerian, if you pay close attention, you'll see that Nigerians are literally like everywhere, especially in America, in a lot of the different industries. And there's just a lot of beauty in being Nigerian. There's probably beauty in being whatever nationality or person you are. And I think that it's important to, at the right time, be able to see that and give God glory and thanks for that. But I think that often, when it comes to certain nationalities, or just having a nationality in general, there's this whole statement of so-and-so pride, like nationality pride, and like being very prideful in your nationality. And as a Christian, we're called not to be prideful. So it's like, how does one navigate that space of like wanting to rejoice over the fact that you were born into this culture, in this area, but also not finding your identity in that, and not making an idol out of your nationality? Because I feel like that can easily happen. Like, you see people literally fight people over their nationality's team not winning the game, or you see people literally, unfortunately, kill people over being a different nationality and just having so much pride in that. And that's not what we're called to. But at the same time, I believe that God gave us these nationalities and these things and these cultures for a reason and with intention. And so how does one navigate that? And I think something that I've learned is like to just point everything back to God in praise. Like for everything that you see that is good and that is pleasing and worthy of praise, don't praise yourself for it. Whatever you find utmost joy and value in, like find the way to point the praise back to God, because I think even that would deepen your affections for God. But yeah, like Nigeria, beautiful place, beautiful infrastructure, and I'm just really thankful. I think that we often don't see the beauty of like sometimes less really is more, and like literally, actually forget that I said that, because literally in American culture you see people being minimalist and living in vans and it's all cool, cute, boho. I think that there's so much beauty that can be seen in what they make out of what they have. And like literally houses in Nigeria, they'll like be in the village, and sometimes literally being in the village is a by choice thing, like because there's the village and then there's like the cities, and there's even in the village there's big houses that are bigger than the houses here that I've seen, or at least a lot of them, and people still have like trees all around their area, or they'll have some type of, like a lot of people just have like a bunch of small businesses and they're just making the most out of what they have. Like they have a house, but they also have land, so they're building trees and they're selling grapes and they're selling mangoes and they're selling apples, and you're coming to them for that. Or they have an extra pot, some oil, they're using what they have to make more. And like it's just really cool, the creativity in the culture, the beauty in it, just seeing God and the different elements of it. I just wanted to bring a video that had that in it because it's cool, and car talks are for the authentic, real conversations. Yeah, I'm excited for the next one. We're just keeping it going. These are fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something. You guys are so loved. Bye.